Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. So, today, I must admit, I haven't been looking at the news recently. So, for today's stream, I'm just gonna spend it looking through the current events page for, I guess, the past week or so on Wikipedia. Because why not, you know? Gotta live a bit. Hi, Aura. Nice to meet you. Again. Oh no. How are you doing? You having a good time? I said, it's funny, the last stream I was like, I'm gonna stream early tomorrow. If by early I mean early compared to the latest stream I could possibly do, then yeah, I did end up doing it early. But I slept in. Well, I didn't sleep in, I chose to sleep that long, but hey, that's what I should expect, shouldn't I? Wow, I'm alright lit, aren't I? This side compared to this side. This one could do it maybe a little bit more. Or a little bit more. There we go. Look at how well lit I am. I'm like as lit as a... I'm not like the most well lit. I have like a weird shadow in the middle again. But I don't think I'm ever going to solve that. Not without putting a light like right in front of the camera. Or like right next to the camera. Maybe I could throw that light behind there. I don't know, I'm not going to think about it. That's not what today is about. Today is going to be me going through some current events. Just having a nice little read. It's going to be quite a relaxed stream. I'm not going to bother reading the top section. I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. I got a bunch of COVID news, which I probably go quite quickly through. Armenia announced it will drop some martial law restrictions imposed during the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. The Azeri forces. Nice. Hello. Okay. Owned by Reuters. Paul Roeder, David Thompson. Right. Armenia drops some martial law restrictions. I should put an ad block on, shouldn't I? Should we go get an ad block? Ad block. Chrome. uBlock origin Chrome. There we go. That's sorted, isn't it? Okay, where were we? Reuters. Armenia said on Wednesday it had dropped some martial law restrictions imposed in September, government said on the website it was cancelling restrictions and holding protests and strikes, as well as relaxing some special regulatory regime governing entry to exit, entry to and exit from the country. It also lifted restrictions on local media publications that have only been allowed to publish official government information when reporting on the army and military activity. The Karabakh conflict, which erupted on September 27th, came to a halt on November 10th when a Russian brokered peace deal ushered a ceasefire. Swathes of territory in Nagorno-Karabakh, previously controlled by the ethnic Armenians, were handed over to Azerbaijan, whose forces had recaptured some areas which Baku lost in an earlier war in the 1990s. Okay. On me. Real gassy. Unusually high rainfall caused landslides in Haines, Alaska. It's pretty. Numerous homes were destroyed and 6 people are missing. Damn. Wow, what a sinkhole. Oh, hi, a bunch of people. I don't know why the chat just suddenly caught up with me. Or caught up for me, anyway. I'm doing well. Hi, Nada. Welcome. I was up late moderating Edwin's chat, so I got to sleep at like 10 a.m. This had an update. All of a sudden there was a tidal wave. There's all sorts of households foam and buckets and coloured stuff out of the water. Eerie feeling. Hainesborough requested helicopter backup from the Coast Guard and National Guard. Locals took boats to help. Salvation Army and American Cross are working to get displaced people into hotels. I was calling dispatch because water was over the hood of my car, or it was like up to the bumpers, and I wasn't able to get out. Damn, that would have been such a fucking scary situation. Okay. What a beautiful place as well. Big old eagle. Okay. Sanjali says she's safer at home effort in order to stop the brat. Okay. Records 238 new deaths in the past 24 hours, bringing the death toll to 12,639. 4,613 new cases in the past 24 hours in Massachusetts. 100,000 total confirmed cases of COVID in New Mexico. A record 40 new deaths were reported, bringing the statewide death toll to 1,629. Number of COVID patients hospitalized in one day in the United States passes 100,000. The United States surpasses 14 million cases of COVID-19, less than the week after surpassing 13 million. In Quebec, the premier announces that the province will tighten their capacity restrictions in shopping malls and stores to stop the spread of COVID-19. I think I'm talking a little bit quiet tonight, so I'm gonna hug the microphone. Germany reports 487 new deaths. Angela Merkel, leader of 16 states, agreed to extend the partial lockdown until January 10th. Let me put my feet up. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. My nose is a bit red, isn't it, today? I hadn't even noticed that. Goes to show how much I care about my appearance. What do I look like? Give me a face cam. Ooh. Clean lens for better shots. There you go. Ooh. Nice red spot. Alright. I think we might just skip the COVID stuff. I think we will keep up with that. LGBT rights in Hungary. One of the Hungarian MEP, member of European Parliament, EPP, European People's Party, chief whip and vice president, and one of the followers of the anti-LGBT Fidesz party, Joseph Szajda, resigns after being detained by police at a homosexual orgy in Brussels, alongside several diplomats. Whoa. He stands accused by the Belgian authorities of being in possession of illegal drugs and violating COVID restrictions. Wow, what a way to be caught, eh? Oh my god, how embarrassing for him. What a jerk. How about I put this down here? What a jerk, eh? Joseph Szajda. He apologized for a personal failing. Oh, I love it. What a way to explain it. On Friday, he pleaded parliamentary immunity, but he is now under investigation for both non-compliance with the measures relating to COVID-19 and a violation of drug laws. At around 2100 hours, 2000 GMT, prosecutors say police were alerted by neighbours who complained about noise and potential lockdown breaches in an apartment located in Rue de Paris, in the centre of the Belgian capital. Inside the flat, police found about 20 people, 2 of whom, not including Mr. Szajda, invoked diplomatic immunity. Most of those present were men, some of whom were naked when police burst in, Belga news agency reports. They were cautioned for having broken lockdown rules. A passerby who told police he had seen a man descending a drain pipe was able to identify him. The man's hands were bloody and it was possible he was injured while fleeing. Narcotics were found in his backpack, a statement by prosecutors say. The man was unable to produce any identity documents. He was escorted to his place of residence where he identified himself as SJ, 1961, by means of diplomatic passport. Oh wow, so that's that good dude. Criminal proceedings may be brought if parliamentary immunity is waived, the statement adds. What had Mr. Szajda to say about the incident? BBC's Nick Thorpe in Budapest says Mr. Szajda's sudden resignation as an MEP on Sunday surprised his political friends and foes alike. He had blamed increasing mental strain for the decision. Imagine being so mentally strained, you become a homosexual, COVID ignorer. Oh my god, I have no idea why the chat is being so slow for me. Because I see your messages come through and they were obviously done earlier. I'm sorry if I'm not being super not very fast in chat. Toggle timestamps. Live chat. There we go. Maybe now we're doing okay. Let me pull up the chat on my phone and have a quick look. Hello, me? Yeah, like straight up, just no, not just not coming through. Let me give that a quick refresh. Okay, there we go. How about now? Hello, me. Again. It's just not doing it. Why? Why? In fact, when I close the stream and open it again. It's still not there. It literally just. The latest message is from Aura saying, "Hope you're doing well today." Which on that chat is well old. So do I have to just keep refreshing the chat? What a bizarre turn of events. Hello, Nada. I guess I have to just keep refreshing the chat. Yeah, when I switch it to live chat, it just goes back to the old messages. For me. That's so odd. Ah, well. Well, just know. I'm thinking about you if you're in the chat. Ooh. YouTube do be weird sometimes. Okay, where was I? Admitted he had attended the party on Friday but did not describe it. I didn't use drugs. I told the police on the spot I was willing to undergo an official test, but they didn't do one. The police said an ecstasy pill was found. It was not mine. I don't know who planted it or how. I made a statement to the police about this. I'm sorry that I broke the rules of assembly. He added this was irresponsible on my part, and I will take the sanctions that come with it. The usual fine for breaking COVID rules on an assembly is €250. Joseph Cezier's resignation, followed by his confession that he took part in what media have described as a gay orgy, is a serious blow to Fidesz, which has governed Hungary for the past decade. Mr. Cezier was one of the founders of Fidesz in March 1988. Wow, so this dude was like a hardcore right-wing dude. He has played a key role in keeping Fidesz inside the conservative political grouping, despite fierce criticism. He is married to Tunde Hando, former president of the National Judiciary Office, now a Constitutional Court judge. The sex scandal is particularly embarrassing for the party, which campaigns for traditional family values and recently proposed a law to ban gay adoption. Wow, so they're not even past the gay adoption thing. Wild. Oh, it's raining outside. Nice. Joseph Cezier. Oh my god, I'm so zoomed in. Yes, I'm happy. And I know it. Doesn't mean the whole EU is sleazy. What? Why would anyone think that? Protect the institution of marriage as the union of a man and a woman. Some wag has even erected a plaque on the drain pipe commemorating the end of his career there. Amazing. The political career of Joseph Cezier, MEP of Fidesz and EPP, ended here when he tried to flee the authorities using this gutter after attending an illegal ecstasy-fueled orgy amid the COVID-19 pandemic on Friday, 27th of November 2020. Wow. His career literally went down the drain, and he is still only the second most disgraced Hungarian member of the EU Parliament. Amazing. What, Farage is making something? Okay. A handful of the EU has become a huge progressive force for good since 1957, when the Treaty of Rome enshrined a principle of gender equality that was a distant dream in most countries. Since then, it has systematically pushed member states to act on fundamental human rights, ensuring huge advantages on anti-discrimination, maternity rights, equal pay, working time, and more. A handful of its representatives behave as if the rules do not apply to them, but overwhelmingly the Brussels institution are made up of hard-working people from across Europe who believe in a grand idealistic project and are committed to improving its imperfect reality. Much EU business is turgid, verging on the absurd. Position papers on concrete, negotiations about whether burgers must contain meat, committee meeting after committee meeting size a bubble friend, and English words English people don't understand. I especially like non-paper, a non-binding document. But when it works, it's generally inspiring. I miss the place and I miss us being part of it. Whatever, Emma. I don't think there's more productive shit to get away with than that. Anyway, I have no idea how that relates to this bloke and his gay orgy. Is this him on the right? I think it is, isn't it? Who's this bloke on the left? Okay, I guess this guy is Viktor Orban, Hungarian Prime Minister. I mean, he's quite cool looking. Gotta admit, it looks like something that would be very illustrated. The picture of the apartment is meh. I know I'm on the Daily Mail. I don't really care. Whoa! Big face. Another big face. Yes, this is what I wanted. Oh, I love it. There isn't much behind me, just the leg of an orange table and a black table with a bunch of things on it. I like the yoga mat / futon. I'm not sure what it is from this distance, but it's one or the other. Right in the middle, on a mat. I'm quite confused about the draped fabric on the left-hand side of the wall. I love the heart on the wall. That is like possibly my favorite feature of this whole place. I mean, you could do with some better shelves. It's pretty dark as well. I don't really see a lot of lights. Maybe there's a lights in the far right corner. Maybe there's some light in the far right corner. But I'm not entirely certain of whether that's the case. Let me refresh chat in case I've missed something. No, nothing since I said it again. What a life. And that's where it is. Really decadent looking building. Something like a really European looking building. Who's this? The flat is owned by 29-year-old doctoral student David Mansheli, who claims not to know. Says here he's saying he only arranged for 10 friends to come over before the word got around and gate crashers turned up. So he gate crashed it. Oh my god. Okay, that's the best part. Oh my god, he wasn't even supposed to be there. Oh my god, I love it.
please give me the confidence of Brussels elite far right nationalist. I love it. I love it. I mean, sucks to be him. The secret's out, but also, fuck him. Not literally. Don't fuck him. Literally, fuck him figuratively. All right. I think this is enough. Well, should we go have a look at what he's brought in the past? Within Hungary, boring things. Convention on the Future of Europe. Head of Hungary's Ascension, who was first elected to the European Parliament, then appointed vice chairman of the group of the European People's Party and European Democrats. Petőfi. All right. In 2015, Alliance of Free Democrats member Clara Ungar, who is openly lesbian, stated that Szezsy and Matei Kosas were gay. Kosas brought defamation. Oh my god, I can't believe I couldn't pronounce that. Against Ungar. He won in the lower court but lost on the appeal. Szezsy did not react to the statement. Oh my god. What is this person's life like now? Oh my god, I love it. She is the real MVP here. What's her deal at the minute? Has she commented on it? Oh, my brain is too tired to try to not read it. Translate. Alright. We can imagine the spiritual burden he was under if he couldn't deal with his desires even during curfew. Bless him. The case of Joseph Caesar highlights, first and foremost, there are serious problems and damage that it causes when someone has to hide. It's definitely worth looking for life situations, living in a city, being a member of a party where you don't have to hide. It's not tied out of political work but of secrecy. It is easy to imagine that even the Prime Minister didn't know the real reason for Szezsy's resignation. That's why Viktor Orban now feels a personal anger. If it is important for someone to live their own life freely, it is good to avoid Fidesz very far away. Even after what had happened, it cannot be expected that the number and intensity of homophobic manifestations on part of the government will decrease. And if Fidesz wins the election again in 2022, even harsher attacks could come. Then nothing will stop Orban. Yeah, I guess now they've excised that person. Ah. So it's not as positive news as everything. Sad though. I love this. Homosexualized. Okay, fuck it. Hungarian's too far away from English for this part of the night. Okay. Let's have a refresh chat again. It's just me. Just me today. That's fine. Lonely stream catching up on news. Alright, we're done with Joseph now. Capital punishment in Egypt. Amnesty International condemns a sharp rise in the use of death penalty in Egypt, accusing authorities of executing 57 people in October and November alone. Jesus. That's worrying. Egypt has some real big problems. Hong Kong activist Joshua Wong was sentenced 13.5 months in prison for inciting illegal assembly, while two other activists, Agnes Chow and Ivan Lam, received 10 months and 7 months in prison, respectively, for similar charges. Okay. All over not wanting to deport a fucking shitbag, eh? Whatever. Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha is acquitted of breaching ethics clauses in the constitution allowing to remain in power. Well, that doesn't sound very good. What's this dude like? I know that Thailand has had a ton of protests recently, so... Songwriting. Okay, I didn't know that. There is no criticism of him. Oh my god, that's so funny. Has that just been recently removed? $28, $45. Deleted nonsense. It's only 45 words though. Does it highlight it? It's been so long since I've checked. Okay. This would probably 16th of October. Okay, let's have a look. 844. Not sure about it. Can't be bothered. He was re-elected. I love that. I love that his criticism section is just completely empty. Thai law states that monks cannot be jailed, therefore any monk taken into custody must be defrocked if denied release on bail, even before guilt is determined. What's this? Why? Activist monk for his role as the co-leader of the now defunct People's Democratic Reform Committee. During the group's operation, Bangkok shut down aimed at ousting the Prime Minister. He was in charge of the protesters occupying Shang Tan Road. He was earlier charged with supporting robbery during the protests. He used the dead king's signature. I mean, that seems like a pretty mixed past for that monk. Don't know much about him either. Alright. I'm gonna have a quick look to see whether there was anything mentioned about all that on my insider information place. Nothing interesting. Just the usual talk. Alright. Legality of cannabis, single convention on narcotic drugs. Reclassify cannabis as a less dangerous drug after removing it from Schedule 4 of the single convention on narcotic drugs of 1961. where it resisted alongside opiates such as heroin. This change is expected to bolster medical research and legalization of it across the world. Wait. The UN classified weed alongside heroin. I wonder if we could see who voted. Who voted what? Was it like a class 27 to 25 abstention from Ukraine? US and European nations voted in favor, with the likes of China, Egypt, Nigeria, Pakistan, and Russia were opposed. Protect from harm and abuse. Britain's delegate said that reclassification was in line with scientific evidence of its therapeutic benefits, adding that marijuana presented serious public health risks. That's a very mixed message. Oops, sorry. Commission for Narcotics, Single Convention for Narcotic Drugs. Let me go back to this and then see if it has some history. No, not really. Rescheduling. I guess it's this one. The removal in the United States. No. National Organization. I really can't be bothered to read too much. I just want to see some specific. I mean, it seems like this has been quite a ridiculous thing anyway, given that a bunch of the UN countries are already like not fully legal, but very decriminalized for marijuana use. All right, let's go a day forward. Azerbaijan says that 2,783 soldiers were killed during the war. Damn, holy shit. It's a lot. God. Oh, fuck. It's like as many as people are dying per day from COVID in the US. So many people dying. War sucks, man. Not a big fan. Sorry if you're watching this and you're trying to comment and I'm not responding to you very quick. The chat seems to be a bit fucked today. I'm gonna give myself a quick refresh of the chat and hopefully if there is any messages I will see them. Nope. Okay. Mali civil war. United Kingdom announces 300 troops will be deployed to Mali in part of the MINUSMA peacekeeping mission. So that's the point of 300 troops to the West African country of Mali as part of a UN peacekeeping mission. Where militants have repeatedly attacked French and European and local armed forces, including a 2017 suicide attack on a military base that killed more than 50 Malians. Malians. Major Gen Nick Borton, the Chief of Staff for Operations, said a combination of violent conflict and unprecedented migration has led the UK to send ground troops more than 2,500 miles into the country. Alright. Damn. Okay. Californian wildfire breaks out in Orange County and spreads over 2,000 acres, prompting evacuations. Avonmouth. 4 people were killed and another injured in an explosion at a wastewater treatment works in Avonmouth, Bristol. I had heard about this, but I never looked into it. Oh look, Bobby. Right. Wessex. Every time I see another name in Britain called Essex, but with some letters in front of it, I always have a little laugh in my brain. Wessex is the funniest name I've heard in a long time. Wessex. Ooh. Look at that. Wessex, America. Wales, East Anglia. Wantage. Unified by Aethylazon. I don't know much about the history and the historical names in the south of England. Wasn't really my thing. Bernica, Bamborough, Lindisfarne, Monk Weymouth, Jarrow, Monk Weymouth. I've never heard that term be used for what I assume is Tynemouth before. Monk Weymouth. Monk Weymouth is an area of southern Tyne-and-Wear. So modern day Sunderland. Ugh. Awful. Just throw all of the words into a name. Who needs spaces anyway? That's so funny. Monk Weymouth. Monk Weymouth Station. Oh, that's beautiful. I take it back. Hey Beatrice, sorry if that was a late reading of your message. I'm having some problems with chat tonight. I don't know why everything is so slow. I will respond to the messages as and when I see them. Let me try to get my mouse pointer back to there. I'll give it a quick refresh in case you said something else. Nope. Okay. I'm just going through current events. I don't know, we got to Monk Weymouth after looking at Wessex's page. I shouldn't really be going too far away from these things, but yeah, there was a explosion at a water treatment plant. 4 people died and 1 was injured. It was pretty fast. Okay, that's good. Maybe chat's fixed itself. It seems like everything's coming through actually okay now. but like I was getting like a bunch of messages at once, like 3 or 4 minutes after they had been put. And when I said messages in chat from my own account, it didn't appear on the screen until like much later. There was quite a whoosh at first, followed by a much louder and much more intense noise. Sounded like someone driven into the lorry. The noise was so loud it didn't sound like anything I've ever heard before, followed by a loud bang. I continued into the recycling centre, and we have just locked ourselves in purely because our way out is blocked. Damn. Okay. I'm just going to skip the COVID stuff because it's all more of the same. North Macedonia and the United Kingdom sign a partnership, trade and cooperation agreement to continue preferential trade terms after the end of the UK's Brexit transition on December 31st. The agreement also strengthens political, economic, security, and cultural ties between the two nations. Nauru and United States relations. United States and Nauru signed a trade deal which is expected to provide access to the full range of investment support offered by the United States to the Pacific Island nation. Nauru High Commissioner Michael Arroyo thanked Joseph Kisela, the U.S. ambassador to several Pacific Island nations, for continuing American support to boost relations between both countries. I was on a train in Tarragona last year, and a chemical plant exploded as we drove past. They backed the train back into the station and had us all shut inside for a few hours. That's understandable. I think in that situation, I would prefer to be locked inside than to be told everything is fine. Okay, just chill. You know. Kenosha unrest shooting. Kenosha County Circuit Court orders Kyle Rittenhouse, the 17-year-old teen, accused of shooting 3 people, 2 fatally during protests in Kenosha, Wisconsin, to stand trial for first-degree homicide and reckless endangerment. His lawyers are claiming he did so in self-defense. Whew, I'm not touching that with a fucking pole. As far as I'm aware, he's in the wrong, but he gives a shit. Guess who was asleep when it happened? Oh my god. Goals, right? If you can sleep through that, then that's great. Just skip to where the time is better, you know. Jimmy Lai was denied bail and remains in custody for alleged fraud related to the lease of a building that houses his Apple Daily, an indie government newspaper. I remember hearing about this dude. Some rich dude that attends the protests. This shit like makes me sus as fuck. The leaked documents show that Jimmy Lai paid former U.S. Deputy of Defense Secretary and former World Bank President Paul Wolfowitz $75,000 US for his help with projects in Myanmar. Lai also reportedly readmitted approximately $213,000 to businessman Phone Win, with whom Lai's Hong Kong registered Best Combo Company reportedly collaborated on a Yangon real estate project. It was a petrochemical plant apparently. Ooh, that's even scarier. Yeah, I don't trust this dude. Fuck him. Some rich asshole who's protesting the Chinese government. Sadly, some people died. That sucks, man. Need better safety situations. Okay. Facebook announced it will remove misinformation related to COVID-19 vaccines as countries prepare to distribute them. Nice. Good for them. Imagine using Facebook in 2020. Can't relate. Chinese space program. The China National Space Administration probe Chang'e 5 lifts off from the surface of the moon as it begins its journey back to Earth after collecting samples of lunar soil. Neat. The ascender will rendezvous with the orbiter, transferring over the samples. Then the orbiter will land at a location in Inner Mongolia, China. Well, good for them. I feel like it's a waste of money, but what do I know? What are you hoping to find out there? Diamonds? Bunch of fucking nerds. Alright. I'm not anti-science, I'm just anti-space. Alright, here we go. What's this? It's all listed. Somali civil war. President Donald Trump orders the withdrawal of almost all US troops and assets from Somalia. Ooh, troops and assets. Okay. Assets sounds so weird. According to the Department of Defense. Alright. A 13-year-old Palestinian teen is killed by Israeli troops during clashes in the West Bank. Fuck's sake, man. This article must be like... If it doesn't have a warning at the top. Yeah. Good God, look at the length of this damn article. I'm not getting into that. Federated States of Micronesia, United States relations. The Federated States of Micronesia declines to host the annual Operation Christmas Drop with the US Air Force. The annual operation, which delivers food and other humanitarian aid to Pacific Islanders, has been cancelled by the Micronesian President David W. Paniello, who cited the threat of COVID-19. Messing up one planet is surely isn't enough. Yep, totally agree. Oh, well, you know what big countries are like. You gotta do something with all that money. You can't help fix the world. We've got to pay a bunch of really smart people to send shit to the moon, so that we can take some of the moon back, I guess. But to be fair, if we're gonna do space exploration, I prefer us research the moon so that we can have a launching off point if other people decide that they want to like actually go and explore. I would prefer them to start with the moon rather than being like, yeah, you know what, let's go with Mars. How about Mars? Let's send some people to Mars. It's so ludicrous. I can't believe people are still fucking talking about sending people to Mars. It's so stupid. Okay, where was I? Rohingya refugee Ashrayan project. Despite international pressure to back down, Bangladesh begins transferring thousands of Rohingya refugees to remote island of Bhasan Char in the Bay of Bengal. Bangladesh says that all the refugees moved have given consent and relocation was voluntary. What's this island like? Wow. Heaven for Rohingyas. I think they could have chosen a better word for that, not gonna lie. I never dreamt of getting such a beautiful room for living in Bhasan Char, said Mohammed Malmuda in a joyous expression after spending a night on the island. The government on Friday took some 1,642 Rohingya people to the island as part of its move to temporarily relocate them for better living. Such facilities will not be provided for us any in the world. The place is a heaven for us as we got the taste of freedom here. Well, it looks a lot like Milton Keynes. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It looks like that, but like intense, like so intense. Look at all those buildings. It looks beautiful. I wonder whether there's any like on the ground photos from it. I mean, it's a bit Dormitory-esque, but if it's temporary, well, no real such thing as temporary accommodation. No distinction between temporary and permanent, anyway. It looks like a massive prison. Yeah, it does a little bit, doesn't it? But I ain't judging. I don't know where they came from. Is that what? Yeah. Okay. Is that the? Is there any alt text on this photo? I guess this is what the living conditions were like. So it's probably currently live in Cox's Bazar region. So I would guess this is that. So it's a big step up from what they had. And I mean, to an extent, you can say better than being where they were forced to flee to. Yeah, no, for sure. I think that the fact that it looks like a prison probably is like a positive in a way, because prisons are like really efficient places to live. And they're usually really well planned. So, although I don't agree with prisons, do not mistake me on that. Producing like an all-in-one community where, you know, everything is like not self-sufficient but well managed is a good thing for me. Better than where they yeah, and to control large amounts of people. Yeah, to an extent. But controlling and giving people freedom is kind of like a fine line when you actually start to think about it a lot. Because like what, like just because this looks regimented in the samey, you could say the same shit about like the like huge building projects in the UK as well. Like, this is just like compact, fast built prefab buildings by the looks of things. Okay, let's move on. Against their will, rights groups say, yeah, whatever, rights groups. Nice one. I'm getting flashbacks looking at these aerial photographs with labels on them. Anytime I see anything in this style, my brain goes, this is a bunch of bullshit. Like, there is nobody who uses these sorts of photos is like a serious person. They just like will be saying, oh my god, there's human rights abuses here. Like, it's a very distinct style of aerial photography, I feel, that like almost certainly means that the person has no idea what they're talking about. That's how I feel looking at those pictures. The amount of times that they label like very obvious farming buildings and construction projects like farms and factories and shit in the DPRK, just for them to say like, look at this prison camp. And it's like, all right, bunch of jerks. People lap it up. Okay, where are we? Decriminalization of non-medical cannabis in the United States. House of Representatives votes 228 to 164 to pass a bill known as the Marijuana Opportunity Reinvestment and Expungement Act that would decriminalise recreational cannabis at a federal level. Nice. Nova Scotia, 3 people have been arrested for illegally providing ammunition to the gunman who killed 22 people across Nova Scotia in April. I never heard about this. 3 arrested is the gunman's common law spouse. Non-ceremonial marriage, where a couple may be considered a limited number of jurisdictions where a couple may be considered legally married without that couple having formally registered their relation as civil or religious marriage. Whoa! Often used colloquially or by the media to refer to cohabiting couples, regardless of any legal rights that these couples may or may not have, which can create public confusion both in regard to term and the regard to legal rights of unmarried partners. Wait, do we have this? Cohabiting heterosexual relationships. However, this is merely a social usage. The term does not confer cohabiting parties any of the rights and obligations enjoyed by spouses. Considered unmarried partners are recognized for certain legal purposes in legislation for means-tested benefits. For example, in the Job Seekers Act 1995, unmarried couple was defined as man and woman who are not married to each other, but are living together in the same household as husband and wife, other than in prescribed circumstances. But in many areas of the law, cohabitants enjoy no special rights. Thus, when a cohabiting relationship ends, ownership of any assets will be decided by property law. The courts have no discretion to reallocate assets, as occurs on divorce. Contract messages, strictly presumed. Ugh, this is boring. Yeah, but I was going to say it affects what money the government gives you. You get less if you are a couple. Sounds about right. Am I right? I don't really care. I've been alone forever now. I'm gonna take some more of my drug. How long have I been going? Oh, over an hour now. Nice. Sick. I'm doing great. You know, this has actually been a really chill thing to do. Maybe I'll do this more, or do this again. Right. Imagine being in a couple in 2020. Wouldn't be me. Alright. Where were we? Nova Scotia. Okay, the mayor of Liverpool, England, Joe Anderson, is arrested along with 4 others with conspiracy to commit bribery and witness intimidation. He is subsequently suspended from Labour Party. How did I miss this? Look at that bloke. Real man's man. Right. Ainsdale. Alright. Sorry, what was he trying to do? Wait, in bribery for what was he bribing for? His brother died recently of COVID. Was praised for his response to the virus by Boris Johnson. What's he done? What did he bribe for? Focused on a number of property developers. Operation Aloft. Nice. Yeah, what a bloke. He's a proper bloke, isn't he? Complete with a shiny head. Oh my god, you couldn't get somebody who looked more British than him, I think. He just needs a poppy in his Actually, is that a poppy? It literally is a poppy. I was gonna say all you need is like a poppy and maybe like a little British flag pin maybe underneath, and then he would be like, it's complete. He's like missing one pin, and then he would be the ultimate British bloke. That's so funny. It's like he just needs a puppy, and he totally had one. I love it. I wonder what his voting record is like. I can't be able to like search it up properly, so I'm just gonna check his Wikipedia. He's a Labour guy, isn't he? That's what we read. Political party independent. He used to be on Labour. He was suspended. It makes sense. Suspended from what just happened. Social what? So this dude doesn't seem like he's in it for the right reasons, does he? Was entitled to receive almost 80,000 per annum from Liverpool for his role as elected year, but also procured a payment, albeit modest, from public funds, which he provided, and was not expected to provide any service. 4.5 grand, and the council had spent over 89 grand from public funds to support Anderson during the employment tribunal, according to the information released following Freedom of Information Act request. He was getting a salary from a school, even though he wasn't actually doing any work for the school. Well, Mr. Joe Anderson, not a big fan. Didn't Steve Bannon finally get nabbed this year? Was that last year? That was this year. I think he got done for fraud, wasn't it, in Spain? Tax fraud. Some shit. Steve Bannon. Arrested, and he and 3 others were charged with conspiracy to commit mail fraud and money laundering in connection with the We Build the Wall campaign. He was pleaded not guilty and will stand trial in May 2021. In November 2020, Bannon's Twitter account was permanently suspended after he suggested that Anthony Fauci and FBI Director Christopher Wray should be beheaded. That there was so much shit that happened on that one day. I think Corbyn got ejected from the Labour Party on the same day, and what else? There was a bunch of US shit that happened. There was so much happened on that one day. But anyway, I don't particularly give a shit. He's irrelevant now that Trump's going to leave. Well, not irrelevant. He's pretty irrelevant. He is a man of many, many crimes. I don't know whether you've ever seen any of his movies, or should I say documentaries. They are an experience. They are such an experience. They are so trippy, possibly trippier than that movie. He just throws claims at you left and right. If you were to try to fact check that movie, it would be those movies. It would be 10 times as long. It's so ridiculous. Okay, where are we? The Parliament of Montenegro approves a new coalition government of centre-right, pro-Serb minority and Green parties, formally ending 3 decades of the Democratic Party of Socialists of Montenegro rule in the country. The new Prime Minister, Zdravko Krivokapic, vows to dismantle a state apparatus built by the DPS and root out corruption and organized crime. Sounds like some anti-communists. Yeah. Sounds pretty based. This year and last, the Serbian Orthodox Church held daily protests against the law adopted last December that allows the state to seize religious assets whose historical ownership cannot be proven. Can't say I have. I am aware of his work in general. Yeah, he's. I hesitate to recommend you watch the documentaries. But yeah. The Great Internet Mersenne Prime Search completes testing of all Mersenne numbers with exponents less than 100 million. Following the milestone, the server experienced an increase in traffic, prompting maintenance and temporary removal of the top section of the milestones page, which normally shows the real-time progress report towards upcoming milestones. What is this to get prime numbers? Is it a prime number search? Miss any prime numbers? Prime number that is less than a power of 2. There is a prime number of the form m equals 2 to the n minus 1 for some integer n. Oh my god, this is too dense. I'm not good at maths. I will certainly hesitate to watch them. Yeah, don't. Yeah. Or do. I don't want to give a shit. You're your own person. All that I can say is that it was an interesting experience. I54590T. What a waste of fucking energy. Fuck's sake. Why are we still doing this shit? Is this actually useful? What the fuck, man? Like, ugh. Whatever. I'm not gonna get myself upset over it. Nerds are gonna fucking nerd. Anyway, Rodchenkov Anti-Doping Act, a law that criminalizes international doping schemes, is signed into law in the United States. You know, I've got no idea what doping is. What, as in performance enhancing stuff? International doping criminalizes international doping schemes. It will disrupt the global. Goddamn, the fucking venture capital world has destroyed my ability to understand whether disrupt is a good thing or a bad thing. To go after doping schemes at international events which Americans are involved as athletes, sponsors, or broadcasters. Former Moscow lab director will uncover widespread cheating directed by the Russian government to help the country's athletes in the Sochi Olympics. Okay, so this is against use of drugs in sports. I get that it's drug use, but I know that doping means a couple of different things in different contexts. But we've worked this out. We know who this Rodchenko. Yeah, let's go with that. This bloke is. So I remember that. It's not designed to go after individual athletes. Okay. Next. Is this today? No, we're on Saturday still. We're only about halfway. Okay. Let's try to speed it up a little bit. War in Afghanistan. Belgium announces all troops from Afghanistan are going to be withdrawn in 2021. Begin bringing the end to the Belgian involvement in the war. Belgium has probably 70 people deployed in Afghanistan right now as part to train, advise, and assist the role of pro-government forces. All right. Carbon monoxide leak kills 18 miners in the Yongchuan, Shenzhen, China. China. A search and rescue effort is underway to find 6 of the missing miners. Oh, that sucks. Fucking hate that sort of shit. It's so sad because those people already have a shit experience. To lose people like that, like mining, bit close to home for me. Fire partially destroys Middle Collegiate Church in New York City. All right. Kuwait general election. Kuwait turns out vote to the 50 electable National Assembly members in the general election. All right. Stonehenge closes to the public after protesters gathered at the site. Protest the British government's plan to build a road tunnel near the government. Holy shit, I didn't hear this. A tunnel next to Stonehenge. £1.7 billion on a tunnel to ease traffic along the stretch of the A3030 highway that is widely prone to gridlock. Is there not like any other way than building a tunnel next to a fucking heritage site? Zombie's still going, probably. JAXA space probe Hayabusa 2 delivers the first subsurface asteroid samples to Earth. Wow. Neat. The capsule containing a small amount of material from Apollo asteroid 162173 Ryugu landed in the Australian outback. Look at this bad boy. We got some stuff from that one now. Potentially hazardous asteroid of the Apollo group measures approximately 1 kilometer across and is a dark object in the rare spectral type CB. No idea what that means. Nice, I guess. Alright, next day. Is it worth snorting? Probably. I would hope so, with how much money they probably spend on it. Right, nothing happened on Sunday to do with wars. War was over for Saturday. Law and crime. Indonesian Social Affairs Minister Juliari Batubara turns himself into the National Anti-Corruption Agency for COVID-19 pandemic aid graft. Oof. No, good luck. The Arizona State Legislature announces that the House and Senate will close for a week starting tomorrow due to COVID-19 concerns. Okay, good for them. Voters in Romania head out to elect members of their country's Chamber of Deputies and Senate. Widespread lack of interest in politics and the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic has raised fears of a low voter turnout. Makes sense. Parliamentary elections are underway in Venezuela amidst the multiple ongoing crises. The election is boycotted by the political opposition to Nicolas Maduro and has been called unfair by international observers. I can't remember whether Maduro is somebody that I like or not. Oh, it's that bloke. It's that bloke. Yeah. This dude, not entirely sure how I think about him. He is a man. I find it hard to criticize somebody who is so anti-America. But also allying with Turkey is maybe not a good look. Okay. Cameroon holds its first regional elections amidst criticism of Paul Biya and a growing separatist insurgency in the English-speaking areas of the country. The election will elect representatives to local councils and supported by the government, while separatists have vowed to disrupt the election, arresting anyone participating in it. Gunfire is also reported in some areas. Oh no. What's this dude? I don't know much about the politics of Cameroon. Has maintained a close relationship with France, one of Cameroon's former colonial rulers. Yeah, sounds like a big yikes from me. I'm in Serbia. I don't understand why it is Orthodox Church and its big nose in part of politics. I just wait to be killed because of the identifying as a Croatian, but then both are the same. It's just, yeah, religion and politics, man. Fuck it. Most religious movements are terrible. Don't at me. They're especially fuck Buddhists. Okay. I need to take another hit. Yeah, Christianity's bad, but fuck, Buddhists don't get enough bad rap. Fuck Buddhists, especially the ones that fucked up Zen and made it into this fucking thing where you go sit in a fucking room. Like, specifically Japanese Buddhists. Maybe this is like where all of my anti-Japan rhetoric comes from, just being frustrated that Zen was taken over by the Japanese. Therefore, I don't get to identifying as a Croatian. Separatism is a wild trip. I'm not even going to try to understand a lot of separatist movements in other countries, but in general, I'm a fan of separatist movements. Because usually they have some basis to them. And I'm for more countries. I want the dissolution of borders by irrelevance, because there is just so many tiny countries that borders no longer matter. That's my hot take on I want authoritarianism, but in like really small groups. Okay. Where was I? We were just after Cameroon when we saw supporters of President-elect Maya Sandu gather in Moldova to call for a resignation of Russia-backed government and a new parliamentary election. Maya Sandu, Party of Action and Solidarity and former Prime Minister of Moldova. She seems interesting. What's her politics like? Transnistria. Oh, now that's a separatist movement I can get behind. Should withdraw from the breakaway Transnistria. This is my favorite Brand of Oranges. War starring. Yeah. Separatism for everybody, except from Korea. They get a reform into one country. All right. But Transnistria, fuck yeah, Transnistria, keeping the Soviet Union alive. They were like the dissolution of the USSR. Who asked? What's the? fucking beautiful. And also, I like your lyrics of the national anthem Catalonia. What's the English translation to Transnisters? Let's go from. I don't think it really matters too much, does it? Translation from Russian. We sing the glory of Transnistria. There is strong friendship between the peoples, great filial love. We fused with her forever, glorified gardens and factories, villages, fields, cities. For many glorious years, work there has glorified the fatherland. We will carry through the years the name of our proud country and the Republic of Freedom. We will be faithful as truth. We praise their native valleys, grey Dniester banks. Remember about the exploits of the epic. We thank the Father's road. We praise the names of all who died for our Father's house. Before the sacred memory of the fallen, we give oath to the fatherland. How wonderful. National pride. No mention of a queen. No mention of a kingdom. Beautiful. Big fan of the Republic of Transnistria. Even if they're a bit for some things, I think they're heading in the right direction. Anyway, I shouldn't move too much off into my love of tiny countries that should really be countries, but for some reason aren't. Even though, let me just pull up this. Where is it? I was reading it a second ago. Transnistria is an unrecognized but de facto independent semi-presidential republic with its own government, parliament, military, police, postal system, currency, and vehicle registration. So authorities have adopted a constitution, flag, national anthem, and coat of arms. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this sounds a lot like a country to me. Now read Serbian translation. Was there a Serbian translation? I think there was Romanian, Ukrainian, and Russian. Or are you asking me to read the Serbian national anthem's translation? Where did I even come from for this? Oh yeah, because this Maya Sandu person was like, we need to pull out troops from Transnistria. What was she doing again? I've gotten so far away. Resignation of the Russia-backed government and a new parliament re-election. Well, you win some, you lose some, right? Wait, did I read that right? Call for the... Oh, no, I read it wrong. Okay, she's anti-Russia, but is pro-Transnistria. Alright, that's fine. Read Serbia's national... Oops. Oh my god. National anthem of Serbia. Alright. God of justice, thou hast saved us from the deepest bondage to cast. Hear thy Serbian children's voices, be our help as in the past. With thy mighty hand sustain us, still our rugged pathway trace. God our hope, protect and cherish Serbian lands and the Serbian race. Bind in closest links our kindred, teach the love that will not fail. My loathed friend of discord, never in our ranks prevail. Let the golden fruits of union, our young tree of freedom grace, God our master, guide and prosper Serbian lands and the Serbian race. Lord, avert us third from us thy vengeance, thunder of thy dreaded ire. Bless each Serbian town and hamlet, mountain, meadow, hearth, and spire. When our host goes forth to battle, death or victory to embrace, God our armies, be our leader, strengthen then the Serbian race. On our spelcher of ages, break the resurrection morn. From the slough of direst slavery, Serbia anew was born. Though through 500 years of durance, we have knelt before thy face. All our kin, O God, deliver. Thus entreats the Serbian race. Cool. I mean, it's a bit gaudy for me. It's pretty intense, man. Welcome, man. It's been a while. I'm a big fan of Transnistria, though. Transnistria's was boring in comparison. Carabao Orange. Alright, let's take a hit. Alright, what's going on? Let's, you know what? Since we're on a national anthem thing, national anthem of Democratic Republic of Korea. Love country song. I don't think I know. No, this isn't right. I'm like, that's not right. I haven't heard that before. That's more like it. Oh my god, it has the lyrics in the thing. Okay, I'm not gonna, because we can't hear people singing. Wait. The English lyrics aren't put onto the page. This is unfair. Were they on at some point though? Lyrics are copyrighted. The lyrics are copyrighted. Surely not. Surely not. What? That seems like an overreach. Reinstated lyrics per Article 32 of DPRK copyright law. Song was created before the DPRK existed. Please view this. Do I really want to subject myself to... Okay, yeah, okay, I'll do it. 38 North. Oh, these fuckwits. Oh... No, we'll do it. Following somebody with the test of the copyright law. No, I'm not. I get one line and I'm already fucking hate. I can't do that. I have to. I'll tune in now and whenever there is a late night stream because that's when it's early morning for me. How has the past week's been? Past week's been alright. I don't think really much happened. The loop stream, as per, was real fun for me. I really enjoyed doing that. Fridays was good when I was with Judy. The rest have been contentless, so let me have a quick look. Oh, somebody unsubscribed. Haha, suck it. Let's get another one off. The Fortune Teller stream was alright. It's been alright. Not my best. I think I'm just wasting time until 2077 comes out, so, which I still haven't been spoiled by anything. I have no idea what it's going to be like, really. I know that it's Cyberpunk, obviously. I know that it's an FPS now. I know that there's phallic adjustment available in the game, and I think people are upset about it for being transphobic, but apart from that, I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna live stream all of my playing of 2077, my no spoilers first playthrough. It's gonna be sick. I'm gonna wait up until midnight. I'm say that like that's an impressive thing to do right now at 1 a.m. in the morning. So actually, is it less than 24 hours now? Holy shit, it is. It's 23 hours. Your response to someone unsubscribing, classic. Yeah, they don't even know. They could have been one of the early ones before I blow up. Not literally blow up, but like figuratively blow up. I'm not a bomber. I'm not a suicide bomber, I promise. Or like a mad scientist that's going to blow up from experiments. Although that one's much more likely than the suicide bomber. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm before the rush of audience members. A man with no plan. It's 2 a.m. here. I'm going to bed right now. Past week's hard. How about you? It's been a lot. This past week I've been really tired. Yesterday was intense. Moderating that stream for 10 hours on Edwin's, not my own. Anyway, there is lyrics in this. I can't be bothered. But I like this. Aguka is almost unique amongst most North Korean patriotic songs, as it praises neither the Workers' Party of Korea nor the Kim dynasty, but rather the whole of Korea itself. That, my friend, is stupid. It's absolutely fucking insane, because that's not true. Sure, there are quite a few patriotic songs that praise the Workers' Party and the Kim family, because they are revolutionaries that are really loved in the country. Of course, a lot of the patriotic songs are going to be about that. But the majority that I've come across have been praising the fruits of the people. Anyway, fucking whatever. This isn't a song that's going to end up being the anthem of the United Korea, though. It would be Arirang, which I'm upset isn't linked there. Okay. So I'm sure that everyone... That's not how you spell it, but I'm gonna hope that it gives me recommendations. Yes! This Korean folk song is often considered to be the anthem of Korea. Damn right. Arirang, you're going over Arirang Hill. My love, you are leaving me. Your feet will be sore before you go to Tenri. Just as there are many stars in the clear sky, there are also as many dreams in our hearts. Over there is the mountain back to a mountain where even in the middle of winter days, flowers bloom, which is a beautiful lyrics for a national anthem. I spotted you both there. I was watching but didn't join the chat much. Edwin's stream, I mean, yeah. It was, I was really active in the chat during all that time. Why somebody unsubbed? What's the conclusion? They probably just got sick of seeing my little name pop up. Also, did someone dislike the stream? Or one of you unliked it? Bunch of fucking nerds. Whatever. Maybe they just didn't like my takes on Transnistria. That's why they unsubscribed. They're all Moldovan unionists, right? Actually, what's the copyright on this? And do I care? Nah, I can't be bothered. It's goes. That's great. Where were we? What were we doing? We were looking at this Maya person, and then we were moving on. Okay, Falcon 9 launches a cargo ship into orbit to resupply the ISS. Yep, I remember that. Cleveland Browns defeat Tennessee Titans, secure their first winning season since 2007. World news, folks. World news. Sergio Perez wins the 2020 Sakir Grand Prix in the Bahrain National Circuit, claiming his first Formula One win, becoming the first Mexican Formula One driver to win a race since Pedro Rodriguez won the 1970 Belgian Grand Prix. I bet he is so proud. Do we have a picture of his face? No. Alright, give me a picture of his face. I want to see him win. I want to see this happiness. There he is. Oh, he's wearing a mask though. Oh, look at how stoked he is. Pointing up to heaven and shit. Wonderful. Who's that? Is he not very happy? That person doesn't seem... I don't know. I can't tell. Robbed. Okay, whatever. Bunch of sore losers. That's what they are. Anyway, good for him. Proud of him. Next day, Monday, censorship of TikTok. Carl J. Nichols, a federal judge for the District Court for the District of Columbia, blocks the Commerce Department from imposing restrictions on the China-based TikTok. Cool. Based Carl Nichols, keeping the TikTok site alive. TikTok v Trump. I love this. That's so funny. Okay. Turkish. Jesus Christ, I'm getting tired of me. Swedish furniture giant IKEA will stop printing its famed annual catalogue, ending a 5-decade tradition as customers move to digital alternatives. Well, that's unsurprising, given there is a pandemic going on. And they're probably looking already to do it anyway. Not gonna already cut down the trees though, is it? Member of the Abu Dhabi royal family purchased a 50% stake in the Israeli Premier League club Beitar Jerusalem FC following the establishment of relations between the two countries this year. Right? The IDF, not to be confused with the other IDF, the Islamic Defenders Front. 6 suspected supporters of the controversial Indonesian Islamic cleric Muhammad Rizik Shihab, killed in a clash with the police on a highway near Jakarta. The incident occurred when a police car was attacked following a car believed to be carrying a supporter of the cleric, resulting in a shootout. The police have been investigating the clerics for violations of health protocols during the COVID-19 pandemic after large gatherings occurred to celebrate his return to the country from self-exile in Saudi Arabia. Okay. Is there anything else about him other than the FBI remains steadfast in struggling to apply Sharia. Oh, so he's a supporter of the jihadist movement. Fight against all forms of unjust global hegemony. Strongly renounces all forms of warfare and sectarian violence in the name of jihad among Muslims arising from differences in Mazhab. That's a very, very specific place. which are not fundamental issues in Islamic theology. The FPI calls for the whole Islamic jihad movements to unite and work together, carrying out Sharia-based jihad without killing or mutilating civilians not involved in the war, whatever mazhab or religion is. The FBI supports the appeal and advice of the Al-Qaeda leader, Ayman al-Zawahiri, that all jihad components of Al-Qaeda, either Mohammed al-Jawlani's forces in Syria and the troops of Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi in Iraq, as well as other jihad components of Al-Qaeda, to unite and in brotherhood with all other brothers of the Islamic Mujahideen around the world, to continue the jihad in Syria, Iraq, Palestine, and other oppressed Muslim countries. Alright. Yeah, I'm not sure I'll like this dude if I look into him properly. Tend not to like fundamentalist religious people. Okay. National Football League announces an investigation of the Washington football team for allegations of workplace sexual harassment. Damn. It's crazy, the juxtaposition of what they care about. I mean, sexual harassment in the workplace is a really big problem, but it's crazy the difference in issues around the world. Voters in Ghana head to the polls to elect the president as well as members of the parliament. Current president Nana Akufo-Addo of the New Patriotic Party is expected to have a tight race with prominent challenger John Mahama, National Democratic Congress. So Social Democrats versus centre-right and liberal conservative political party. It's a much cooler flag than the umbrella guy. Why is it an umbrella? Okay, so you're just jumping back and forth since the formation even. Welcome back. We're just going through the news. The head of a dove at the tip of an umbrella. Richard told us why. Unity, stability, and development. I mean, that's not too bad of a slogan. But what are their policies? What are their policies? What do they care about? You can't just call them social democrats and then not like say what it is they want. This is so boring. Like, I don't know much about Ghanaian politics, but I wish that these pages had more things. I actually missed your streams. Hey y'all, welcome back. I've got a red mark on my nose because I picked it last night. Haven't been washing my face properly, obviously. So the Elephant Party, which is a centre-right liberal conservative party, centre-right versus centre-left. I can't imagine a more boring situation to be in. Oh wait, that's our situation in the UK. Offshoot of the United Gold Coast Convention, which effectively evolved in the United Party, the Progress Party, the Popular Front Party, with a much cooler flag. And the All People's Party is a former political party. Does that have a flag? Damn. Not on here. Maybe I'd get more in another language. Espanol, French, Greek, Italian. Good God, Mandarin, Russian, Swedish. It's all boring. What about for the National Democratic Congress? Do we get any better? Oh, Indonesian, Dutch, Spanish. Ooh, I've got a picture of a dude there. French, Italian. Oh, Korean. Oh wow, Korean Wikipedia need work. Russian. Oh, okay. Not doing too good. ContraPoints was on H3, by the way. Yeah, I heard. I haven't watched it yet because I've been too busy. Nicholas Modiro has reportedly won 68%. We can just remove that. Reportedly won 68% in Venezuela's latest parliamentary election. The vote was overshadowed by a boycott of the boycott of the election. Boycott of the election. Boycott of the election. Okay, during a pandemic, a boycott of the election. All right, it's a bit clutching of straws. I'm not a big supporter of Maduro, and I'm even less of a supporter of fucking Juan Guaido. Her views on philosophy and politics are absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I think me and Contra are quite aligned with how we think about a lot of things. She was also a philosophy student. I say also, she was a philosophy student. I have never been a philosophy student. Most of my philosophy comes from fucking bad translations of Chinese texts. Okay. Where are we? Belarus at the Olympics. Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko and his son Viktor will be banned from all Olympic Games, including the upcoming Tokyo Games. Alright. What a weird thing. I'm not going to bother reading into it more. Okay, we're on to Tuesday. We're on to yesterday. No. And the last day in our journey. Ethiopian National Defense Force troops opened fire on United Nations staffers for trying to reach areas where they were not supposed to go. Near Shirero in Tigray region. According to Ethiopian government official Redwan Hussein, there are no reported casualties. Stephanie Dujarric says the reports are alarming. Okay. Helicopter crashes in the French Alps, leaving 6 people missing, according to local authorities. The aircraft's pilot was able to eject before the crash and alerted emergency services. Search and rescue mission is underway. The United States refuses to recognize the results of the recent parliament election in Venezuela, in which Maduro's ruling party PSUV won in a landslide, describing the election as a charade. But the turnout was historically low after the opposition boycotted the election. Yeah, okay. The European Union also rejects the legitimacy of the election. Alright. Whatever. Keep molding. Police in Hong Kong arrest 8 pro-democracy activists, including Wang Quanghua, Hong, better known as Long Hair, Eddie Chu, Figo Chan, and Wu Chiwei. Alright, what are these folks? What's the bet? Half of them have been paid off by the US. Right. 2 Croatian lines I like. Whilst his fields are kissed by sunshine, whilst his oaks are whipped by wild winds. That's beautiful. Yeah. Alright. Founding member of the Revolutionary Marxist League, he became a political icon with his long hair and Che Guevara t-shirt. He co-founded the Social Democratic Party, the League of Social Democrats, which he was the chairman from 2012 to 2016. He was disqualified by the court over his manner on oath of office in the inaugural meeting of the Legislative Council on the 12th of October 2016 as a result of the oath-taking controversy. Hong Kong is in the mispronounced People's Republic of China as People's Refucking of China. Wow. You really thought they did something. Holy shit, man. If this shit was done in the US, like, I can't even imagine the outrage. But because it's China, oh my god. I love it. Okay. Participating in the Maoist student movement. So maybe we'll have something in common here. Founding in the LSD. Yeah, he seems alright so far, apart from that weird thing. Has not had a home return permit since 1989, having been denied one by the Chinese authorities. He was able to visit mainland China once in the company of his mother in 2003. He was also able to visit mainland on invitation of Hong Kong legislators, including Pan Democrats. Okay, cool. I mean, this dude sounds alright. Maybe I'll have to look into him more. Let's give him a favorite. Look at him there. Eddie Chu. Local Land Justice League, Conservation Environmentalist. Breaking your thoughts, but you got me into how anthems sound translated. Yeah, it's very weird. Never quite get the right thing going on. This dude sounds pretty cool. One sucks. What's this guy? So this dude was Collateral? He was just an organizer for it, I guess. That sucks. Grassroots family. It's all starting to just blur into one now. I think I've worn myself out a little bit. But yeah, most these folks, yeah, that sounds unjust. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to look more into this guy, long hair. because this is like the first time I've seen somebody from Hong Kong that I actually kind of liked that was involved in the protests. A spokesman for the Supreme Court of Iran says it upheld a death sentence against dissident journalist Ruhollah Azzam more than a month ago. Azzam was found guilty of corruption on earth. What a crazy thing. I love that. Who made that translation? Spreading corruption on earth, enemies of God on earth, gross defenders of the moral order. Off to bed, nice, a bit tired. Take care, everyone. Take care, Beatrice. Spreading corruption that threatens social and political well-being. Whew. Intense. Whoever engages extensively in commission of widespread crimes against masses, crimes against homeland or external security, spreading rumors and or uttering slander, financial maleficence in the affairs of the state, spreading hazardous and poisonous substances, establishing brothels or involvement in their operation causing extensive disturbance to the public order, causing security risks or inflicting substantial physical harm to individuals or damage to public or private properties, widespread moral corruption and offences. Wow, what a broad stroke. What a broad stroke. What a wide range of moral corrupt things. Baha'i faith. Alright. On charges of spying for France and Israel and trying to destabilize Iran by inciting civil unrest in 2017 on social media. In court, Azzam denied most of the allegations against him, and he's only engaged in media work. Media work, okay. I don't know. That sucks. I don't trust anything that's used for such a broad range of things. What did he do? What did he do? That's better. Persian. I'm confident that you, like the former Shah of Iran, will hear the voice of the nation when it is too late. But there is a fundamental difference between the late Shah and the current Shah of Iran. He left Iran to calm people's anger and prevent the killing of people, and left his political future in the hands of the Iranian people and destiny. But you do not intend to hand over the government, hand over the fate of the Iranian people. What? this auto translate. Holy shit. Okay, let me write that down that I just took. I've never seen an auto translate. Like, obviously this is some ML problem, but Ruhollah Azzam is the son of Mohammed Al-Azzam, one of Iran's governmental clerics, and for this reason he was allowed to be close to the children of the authorities. It is the sequel to the 2013's Guardians of the Galaxy, the third installment in the DC Extended Universe. In 2017, he was the candidate. Oh, holy shit. I love Google Translate. Just fucking drop in something that is just completely incorrect. Sequel to the 2013's Guardian of the Galaxy and the third installment in the DC Extended Universe. That's firstly, Guardians of the Galaxy is a different franchise from the DC Extended Universe. Secondly, why is that in an article about the Iranian some guy involved in Iranian politics? It's so funny. I love it. Sorry, I wasn't pronouncing my words there. Yeah, this dude just seems fucked. Okay. Next. Internal Market Bill, Brexit. United Kingdom Cabinet Office Minister Michael Gove announces that the UK government will withdraw controversial clauses from the Internal Market Bill. Gove, the Vice President of the European Commission, Marios Sefcovic, announced an agreement in principle on all issues of the Brexit withdrawal agreement, including the Portugal and Ireland and Northern Ireland border checks, food and medicine supplies, and clarification on state subsidy rules. All right, nice. Science technology. Nepal and China agree that the height of the Earth's highest mountain, Mount Everest, is 8,848.86 meters. Finally, bit of hopeful news. And I guess that's us. I think that's us caught up, unless something has just happened. Nope, nothing has happened. That's us caught up on the news for the past week. That was fun. I enjoyed going through that quite a bit. The mountain grew 80 centimeters. Yeah. Imagine being the person to describe. You imagine measuring up Everest and being like, "Oh shit, it's changed. We're gonna have to measure it again." I guess how would you even? So I guess you've got like the geostationary satellites to check the distance birds fly from point to like a nearby beach or wherever the nearest body of water is that is like at sea level, and then you go to the highest peak and then you shine a laser. That's how I do it. You shine a laser to to the beach. Or I guess you would use some sort of radio apparatus, and you figure out the distance of that, and then you just use Pythagoras. Just make a giant triangle the size of Everest. And there's also a general strike going on, which apparently is only 100,000 people, which is not. It's far more than that. Apparently, I've heard numbers at least 2 times that size. Trade unions estimate 250 million people. 250 million people. 2/3 of the size of the US. All protesting. All doing a general strike. Holy shit, you know? Let's go, man. Communist Party of India, heck yeah. They're not the most progressive group, but heck yeah. Still stoked about them. I'm hoping they succeed. Might all this hydration give me 2 centimeters? Yeah, go get hydrated. Okay, I think I should probably start rubbing it up a little bit. Look at how well lit I am today. Can we just have a moment to enjoy how well lit and how good this camera looks right now? I'm gonna have to go. Maybe I'll be back in a few hours. I'm supposed to do some work, but I'm not doing too well. But that being said, I hope you're all doing well. I'm gonna check any messages first. You're less mad at the world. Well, no problem. I hope that my covering of the news and current events has been helpful and helped you understand the world a little bit better and what's actually going on right now. And also that you enjoyed my my rants about various individuals. Okay. Take care. Oh well, I'm a bit frame rate, aren't I'm a bit dropping frames, aren't I? Let me just fix that real quick while I say my goodbyes. There we go. Blah 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 blah. Now maybe boop 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 boop. I don't really care too much. All right. Staring at walls. Talk about that. No, I'm not gonna talk about staring at walls. We're done. We're done here. Current events are caught up. There is no longer any more current events. Current events are over. They're cancelled. This is what Marxists want. All right. End of history. Goodbye. Take care. Wash your hands. Stay hydrated. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.